How are you? Yeah, no, it's not.
As I speak to you, work in earnest. Doctors are already on ground, trying to upgrade the structure first before bring facilities to put on ground. Let me hand it to much more better to speak to you. Thank you.
The whole for information, Mr. Labaran Maku, various management staff of the ministry, members of the Good Governance Tour, you're most welcome to Nasarawa Broadcasting Service. This is the broadcasting outfit of the state government. Is a combination of both radio and television station. We transmit on 40 UHF on television and 97.1 on radio. And the Honorable Minister is the owner of this place. I'm sorry to say this. It was while he was the Commissioner for Information, Nasarawa State Government, between 1999 to 2003, that the contract for the upgrading, first upgrade, we started transmitting on 2 kilowatts transmitter when Nasarawa State was created in 1996, up to the time that he became a commissioner. While he was a commissioner, this place was upgraded during the administration of Alhaji Abdullahi Adamu, now a distinguished senator. He was his commissioner. He knows as an information person the effect and the power of mass media, particularly broadcast media. And so during his time, he worked so tirelessly, and contract was awarded for the upgrading of the station. And as a result, 2 transmitters were purchased, 35 kilowatts transmitters for FM. And also, while he was a deputy governor, that's why I said he's the owner of this house. While he was a deputy governor, he used his influence again, and for the first time, a television station belonging to the state government was born here. And they also purchased a 30 kilowatts transmitter for the television station. 14 years after, these equipments have deteriorated, and coupled with the directive by the National Broadcasting Commission and African Communications Commission that all analog broadcast equipments, transmitters, antennas, studio equipments must be phased out of Africa latest by 2014. It was supposed to be 2012 June, but because a lot of stations were unable, I'm sorry to say, including the federal government, after discharging the FRCN headquarters, those around the state, they are yet to do with this little sleep, were able to have a little reprieve. And the date has been shifted to 2014 now. I know the minister has been working so hard. I saw him and I was there when the Voice of Nigeria was digitized and reactivated or reborn through his effort. Now, this is the second phase of Nasarawa Broadcasting Service. We're making history now, sir. Our governor has awarded, and work has commenced, 80% of the equipment, studio, transmitter, antennas are already in Abuja. They're in Nigeria. So the contractors now are working to upgrade the structure first. They have restructured the electricity system here that we're having to separate from the ones that are coming to the building and the ones that will be going to the equipment directly. They are now upgrading the studio. That is our radio studio, and it has been battered already. We are using a makeshift studio which will be taking the Honorable Minister and the members of the Good Governance team to see the temporary makeshift studio we are using now, so that after the renovation of the structure, installations will commence. It will also interest the Honorable Minister and the members of his entourage to note also that we have an abandoned project, very costly, in Kefi. When we were in Plateau State government covered a lot of money. In fact, the contract was awarded as at 1992 to the tune of 150 million naira in order to access Abuja so that PRTV then will be able to be viewed and heard in Abuja. The station has since been abandoned.
We had both radio and television stations that serve the state very, very well. Progress must continue because, you know, life is a continual process. So you must re-equip, you must retool all your systems to be able to ensure they function optimally. And for a rural state like Nasarawa, you need all the investment you could, because the media will be very important in reaching out to the grassroots, particularly the radio, reaching out to the grassroots. So let me commend you for what you are doing here in terms of the digitization program. Let me also advise you to link up more closely with NBC. We're just about to announce the DigiTeam for the to link up more closely with the NBC to give you technical guidance. Because when digitization eventually is concluded, most television stations are no longer going to have what you know today. What is going to happen is that the new digitization process means that we're only going to have two signal carriers. And those signal carriers, the first of them is for the public, is the NTA. And we are going to register a second signal carrier, which means that all your signals will be broadcast by those carriers. You wouldn't need your own elaborate infrastructure, particularly for television as we have it today. So what it means is that you're only going to be concentrating on the development of content, which is programs. Programming will be your major duty now. Whereas broadcast of signals will be handed over to the carrier that you choose to send out your signals. So it will bring down the cost of broadcasting for the individual television houses, and also it will enable practitioners now to concentrate on developing the kind of programs that will enable their listeners to hook on to them, because there will be a lot of competition. We expect many more stations, particularly TV stations, to come up as we undertake the digitization program for the television in the country. So linking up with NBC means you can save a lot of costs, so that some of the systems that you may want to deploy, which may not be necessarily useful when digitization is completed, we can save the money. So I would like that symbiotic link between you and the NBC, and I would also like to provide a guide, since I am there as an interested party and son of Nasarawa State. Let me thank you for the great job you are doing. Let me also say that radio stations, television stations are very important for the education of people, and the NBC will continue to work hard to keep them free, to ventilate all views, so that you can have development. This is what is required. So I thank you very much, and for all the staff here, thank you for keeping up the good work for Nasarawa State. The federal government has also established its own network of stations here. When I was commissioner, also we were able to bring the NTA Lafia, NTA Akwanga, and also the FM station here in Lafia, which are all now operational. Exactly. So we are very happy that Nasarawa State is now almost saturated with media outlets. But let us use them for the education of people. We want to see education programs, and they should also promote culture. We want to see more news in local languages. We want to see more of our cultural songs, poetry, dances. We want to see education programs for children We want to see those stories by moonlight for every ethnic community being told on radio to increase the stock of wisdom that our children could have. And let the stations be centers of unity. They should not preach hatred, not religious hatred, not ethnic hatred, not cultural hatred, because the radio and television are powerful tools for unity or disunity, but they must be deployed for the unity of the people of Nasarawa State and Nigeria. That is the only way we use these instruments of modern communication for the development of our society. Thank you very much. God bless this station day by day. Thank you.
He is here with his entourage Monday, and we promise to have a little chit-chat with the Honorable Minister. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, my sister.
How have you been, sir? You're welcome to Nasarawa State, sir. Glad to have you in the studio. It's been, a much expected visit, and we are so happy that today has finally come. You have been here since yesterday. I'm sure this atmosphere is not new to you, sir.
No, absolutely not.
All right. Okay, he's been here. He's one of our own, and they are here on a 3-day tour to inspect projects executed by the federal government in the state, and of course, executed by the governor of Nasarawa State and the person of Umaru Tanko Al-Makura. So far, sir, what can you say about...
Well, first of all, let me appreciate you and appreciate the NBS. NBS is home to us. Like I said, it's like my own professional umbilical cord is buried in this station, because we were the pioneers from 1999 that began the process for the establishment of radio and television station for Nasarawa State. We completed this project by 2003, and since then NBS has continued to serve the people of this state. We are here to inspect the work being done now, to update the equipment in both the radio and television sections of the broadcasting of the service of Nasarawa State. We understand that you are beginning the process of digitization of both the radio and television for Nasarawa State. The MD, the GM spoke to us, the Honorable Commissioner for Information, my sister, Mrs. Victoria Monde, also spoke to us, and we are pleased to be here. Let me also thank the staff and management of the NBS for continuing with the good work of informing, educating, and entertaining the people of Nasarawa State. Well, I'm back in the state on a national tour, good governance tour. As you do know, we have been a democracy since 1999, and we believe that democracy, unlike dictatorship, must listen to people. Dictatorship talks at people, democracy listens to them, and we are beginning a national conversation with the people of Nigeria on development. We believe that no matter what parties we belong, and democracy is exciting because we must all belong to different parties and play the political game very well. But once elections are over, our duty is to focus on development so that the people benefit for the time that God has given us to serve them. So the federal government, the state governments have agreed on this tour so that we will, in every state we visit, do facility a visit to specific projects and listen to governments about the program they are doing for the welfare of the people of Nigeria. So in Nasarawa State, we arrived yesterday. We're inspecting projects. We've gone around some projects in the state capital. We visited some roads in the state capital. We went to the School of Nursing. We also went to the House of Assembly. We're now at NBS. We have also gone to the Lafia Away Road, which the federal government is constructing. We went to see the progress of work there, and we understand that I've covered about 54 kilometers, 56 kilometers out of 84 kilometers of the stretch of the road, and work is moving steadily there. From here, we're also going to inspect the Doma Road, which the federal government is doing. And we want to see how much work has been done on the road, and also quite a number of federal projects, including the Secretariat. We went to the university. We're just coming from the Federal University, here in Lafia to see the progress that is being made there for proper takeoff. And we have quite a number of projects, including the Nasarawa local road and the bridge being built, the Weto Bridge, on that part of the road. And we'll be seeing a lot of projects by the state government. We have agreed that as leaders, let us come together for once to discuss progress on non-partisan basis so that we can learn from each other. Every state we have gone so far, we have seen a lot of progress. And our hope is that democracy will deliver services to people. That is why we're elected, that's why we're appointed. And my advice has always been for people to work hard when they're in positions of responsibility. The leaders can do little unless civil servants, public servants, everybody, every citizen work hard. It's not possible to deliver miracles, but it's important that we provide a guide for them to work hard. For Nasarawa State, my appeal to our people generally is that we must embrace peace. Peace and security is the basis for development. Each time I enter this state in the last 1 year and there are incidents of disturbances, I feel pained because I know we're a poor and rural state. And we will not develop, we will not take off until there is peace in every nook and cranny of Nasarawa State. So I appeal to all our people. We must sink religious, ethnic, sectional, and cultural differences. We are all human beings created by God. We are all the children of Adam and Eve for those who are Muslims and Christians. And we worship the same God. There is no separate God for Christians and Muslims. And the holy books talk about peace and unity. So if you do not respect the human being before you, you can't see God. We don't see God, it's by faith that we worship him. And God says whatever you do to the next human being, not you are a tribe man or you are a fellow church member or mosque member. No, the next human being, no matter his tribe and religion, your kindness to that human being, your love for that human being is what translates to your own faith and reward from God. So we're appealing to our people. Please let us be very vigilant. Community leaders, traditional rulers, councillors, local government chairmen, up to the governor and all our security agencies. We must not allow the situation we saw in 2001 return to Nasarawa State. I was here as commissioner and I know the trouble we took to restore peace to this zone because of the then Fulani other nationality crisis in this part of the state. I also know the pain and the trouble we went through to restore peace to Toto when we had a problem there between the Basas and the Ejira. So this state cannot afford to go back to any form of violence. And each time a human life is lost, the potential, the riches, the prospect of Nasarawa State diminish. Because it's the people, those who have died now, who have lost members of our community. And what it means is that when we are counted the next time, some other states will be ahead of us. So whatever we are, is the human being that is our wealth. So let me call on our people, please, there is enough to go around if we are peaceful. And I've spoken privately with the governor and told him, look, we should all cooperate to ensure that this state is peaceful. If you don't know the meaning of peace, go to Damaturu, go to Meduguri, go to Kano now. You will cry, you will weep. So we must never take the peace we have here for granted. It's the greatest wealth we have. Without peace, you can't go to mosque, you can't go to church, you can't go to the farm, you can't go to the market. And we as leaders, even if you are president or governor or minister for 10 years, you can't feed people. It's God that will feed them through the peace we provide for them. What we need as leaders is to provide the peace and enable environment, and it is God that meets the needs of people on their farm, in the market, on their school, on their work, in their workshops. We can't feed anybody. We can only provide the atmosphere for people to seek their well-being from God. And once that peace is disrupted, we will fail as leaders. So therefore, all the leaders of this state, from the governor to all of us who are working at different levels from this state, to all traditional rulers, to all local government chairmen and all community leaders, our #1 duty is to continue to maintain peace here. Nobody can realize anything in an atmosphere of chaos and crisis. Yes. So please, and for the youth of this state, please return your talents to development, to progress, so that we can increase the material level of development of our state. Lastly, if we worship God, then we should do so seriously. Not being religious, not going to church and mosque, no, but truly believing in God. The problem of this country is competitive religions rather than competitive righteousness. Let us have competitive righteousness and worship God and then feel that true peace, and this state definitely will transform. Thank you, NBS. Thank you, people of Nasarawa State. God bless you. I'm still around
so much
until Saturday.
In a hurry to leave us.
No, I'm not in a hurry. We have some other project to visit.
Okay.
And on Saturday, we are going to have a citizens forum where we will discuss the progress and the things we have seen.
Okay.
And then we will also hear from citizens their own opinion about how we can improve on the work that is going on in the state.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You have said much.
Yes.
I need not ask more questions, because you've enumerated a lot of things the federal government is doing for the state, and we expect that more are still going to be done.
Yeah, more will continue to go to everywhere in Nigeria, but the condition is peace. So if there is no peace in your community, nobody is going to do a project there, because people will not feel secure to do anything for you.
Right,
so you have to make sure you go to your villages and maintain the peace, and I'm sure development follows peace.
Yes. All right. Okay, like it's been said, social and economic development can thrive in an atmosphere of peace. So the minister here is trying to tell us that we should shun violence that will bring anything, the state down to wherever it is that we want to make it come down. So I would like to appreciate you for this wonderful time. You have come to see us. The general manager is also here. I'm sure there was a side talk with the honorable minister. Maybe, sir, you have a thing or two to say?
No.
All right, talk. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate it. Thank you very much for coming.
Good, Howard. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The studio is still packed full with the honorable minister's entourage. He has enumerated a number of projects that the federal government is doing for the state, and of course, the governor is also doing. Like he said, he has identified the problem of development will not come, and that is fine. Ethnicity, classes, and colors. So we should try as much as we can to be
Same, since you can't come and see the replica of our television station, so that as a student of history, we can tell the younger ones that there was once a studio like this, because it's going to go away. Yes, sir.
A lot of things are going away by technology.
Yes, sir.
Lots of things are going away.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Jim.
No. I'll do that today, I beg. No vex.
Let's get the